As you know, Her Majesty the Queen has agreed to my request that Parliament should be dissolved on Friday, and the general election will be held on Thursday, the 10th of October.
This, believe it or not, is the first piece of political television I can ever remember seeing. I'd no idea what was being said, I just remember the man and his voice. The irony is that for a man whose memories eluded him too early in his life, his dementia may be the reason our memories and memorial of him are perhaps less than some think he deserves.
Brilliant man, Prime Minister, but he had this debilitating condition. By the time he came to talk for me in the 1979 election, he was, he was still functioning, but he could know that his memory was slipping away, and he had already, I think, suffered from that, and people had known that that was the case. So even when he was in the House of Lords, he wasn't in a condition to really cherish his own heritage, in the way that Dennis Healey lived to right into his 90s, very articulate, speaking out about his career, his life, his contribution. Harold was never able to do that.
The members' lobby of Parliament, the atrium if you like, for MPs before they enter the Commons chamber, has busts and statues of some former Prime Ministers. The iconic ones are Churchill, Lloyd George, Attlee and Thatcher, and they're full statues, and some think Wilson ought to be another, especially as this Friday is the centenary of his birth.
I think many of us have forgotten much of what Harold Wilson did to change the way that Britain saw itself. And someone said the other day, Harold Wilson, as Prime Minister, taught Britain to enjoy itself. Both in terms of, censorship was lifted and rights of women were promoted and homosexual law reform, the end of capital punishment, and that era of the 60s that people think, they think about the Beatles and they think about a change in life. Harold was the person at the helm that wanted Britain to face the future, but he was also knew that we had to do it with high skills, innovation, facing the future as a really modern nation.
So far, the Speaker's Art Fund has rejected plans for a full statue, citing that he's got the bust and there is a Wilson room. But Barry Sheerman says if the real obstacle is cash, not a problem.
It's not the money. If the Speaker says to me, or the Speaker's Art Fund says, raise the money, Sheerman, we'll do it.